London and the Vatican, a third city-state was officially created in 1982. That city-state is called the District of Columbia and is located on 10 square miles of land in the heart of Washington. The District of Columbia flies its own flag and has its own independent constitution. Although geographically separate, the city-states of London, the Vatican, and the District of Columbia are one interlocking empire called Empire of the City. The flag of Washington's District of Columbia has 3 red stars, one for each city-state in the 3-city empire. This corporate empire of 3 city-states controls the world economically through London's inner city, militarily through the District of Columbia, and spiritually through the Vatican. The Constitution for the District of Columbia operates under a tyrannical Roman law known as Lex Fori, which bears no resemblance to the U.S. Constitution. When Congress passed the Act of 1871, it created a separate corporate government for the District of Columbia. This treasonous act allowed the District of Columbia to operate as a corporation outside the original Constitution of the United States and outside of the best interests of American citizens. A sobering study of the signed treaties and charters between Britain and the United States exposes a shocking truth. The United States has always been, and still is, a British Crown colony. King James I was famous not for just changing the Bible into the King James Version, but for signing the first Charter of Virginia in 1606. That charter granted America's British forefathers a license to settle and colonize America. The charter also guaranteed that future kings and queens of England would have sovereign authority over all the citizens and colonized land in America stolen from the Indians. After America declared its independence from Great Britain, the Treaty of 1783 was signed. That treaty specifically identifies the King of England as the Prince of the United States and contradicts the belief that America won the War of Independence. Although King George III of England gave up most of his claims over his American colonies, he kept his right to continue receiving payment for his business venture of colonizing America. If America had really won the War of Independence, they would never have agreed to pay debts and reparations to the King of England. When Congress passed the 13th Amendment to the Constitution, the U.S. President was made subservient to the King of England. The 13th Amendment is called the Title of Nobility Amendment and forbids U.S. presidents and their officials from using royal titles like king or prince or baron. For some mysterious reason, the 13th Amendment, which was ratified in 1810, no longer appears on current copies of the Constitution. America's blood-soaked War of Independence against the British bankrupted America and turned its citizens into permanent debt slaves of the king. In the War of 1812, the British torched and burned to the ground the White House and all U.S. government buildings and destroyed ratification records of the U.S. Constitution. 1 century later, a corrupt U.S. Congress committed the biggest theft in world history. They passed Paul Warburg's Federal Reserve Act in 1913, handing over America's gold and silver reserves and total control of America's economy to the Rothschild banksters. Most Americans still believe that the Fed, or Federal Reserve, is the government. It is not. The Fed is a privately owned banking system whose majority Class A shareholders are the Rothschilds, Warburgs, Kuhn and Loeb, J.P. Morgan, Rockefeller, Israel Seif, and the Lehman Brothers. This private banking cartel is the Fed and is never audited and never pays taxes. They print and design America's money, which displays their symbols of an Egyptian pyramid, a Masonic all-seeing eye, and the words, "In God we trust." Who exactly is the God they trust? They also collect American taxpayers' money through the IRS. Then they loan it back again with interest to pay for roads, bridges, and other public. Most U.S. citizens believe that the United States is a country and that the President is the most powerful man on earth. The United States is not a country. It is a corporation, and the President is President of the Corporation of the United States. He and his elected officials work for the corporation, not for the American people. Since the United States is a corporation, who owns the corporation of the United States? Like Canada and Australia, whose leaders are prime ministers of the Queen, and whose land is called Crown Land, The United States is just another crown colony. Crown colonies are controlled by the empire of 3 city-states. At the center of each city-state is a towering, phallic-shaped stone monument called an obelisk that points skyward. In D.C. city-state, the obelisk, known as the Washington Monument, was dedicated to Freemason George Washington by the Freemason Grand Lodge of the District of Columbia. The Secretive Brotherhood of Freemasons laid the Washington obelisk's cornerstone in 1848 and contributed 22 Masonic memorial stones. 250 Masonic lodges financed the Washington Monument obelisk, including the Knights Templar Masonic Order. At the heart of London city-state is a 187-ton, 69-foot-tall Egyptian obelisk called Cleopatra's Needle. It was transported from Egypt and erected on the banks of the River Thames. In Vatican City, another Egyptian obelisk towers high above St. Peter's Square.
So now let's look from an aerial view. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Here is the picture. This is Trump Tower before your eyes. The inverted pyramid that represents the female Asherah is built into his building. It's right there. We also see above the inverted triangle 7 pillars rising, which represents Baal. So we have the female and the male in Trump Tower. There's another image of it. Count the points at the top of the building. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 7 points. And now for the grand finale. Let's zoom in on the inverted pyramid. If you're looking at this image, let's count the trees going across. 1, starting from the left, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Do you see it? 6 on the top. And then when we count down the right side, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and the same thing on the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What does this mean? It means that Trump's inverted triangle of Asherah that's on his building in the exterior of his home for the last 33 years represents 666. And it doesn't stop there, folks. Look at this. The fertility cult always places a grove of trees. Trees represent the feminine. And how interesting is it that Trump's inverted pyramid is made up with a grove of trees? And also, when you're looking from afar, the trees appear to look like the private area of a woman's anatomy. It's right there, folks. Some of you are thinking I'm being crude. We're all adults. It is right there. This cannot be denied. Now, is this a coincidence? Did Trump not know what his tower looked like? Of course he did. He designed it. Here's an image of the young Trump standing over his temple. He could put his finger on the triangle and count the steps. He was proud of it. He had to know about the inverted 666 triangle. It was his design. And also when we look at the upper portion, we can see that the upper portion of the building simulates the rising pillars of Baal. And right here, it's plain to see. You can count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now what does this mean? Pillars of Baal rise up and the inverted pyramid transcends down into the earth. When we take all of the things we've looked at, I believe that Donald Trump was deliberate with the design of the tower, which completely tells the story of Baal's pillars and Asherah's fertility. And I also submit this. Because of this design, the tower has served as an ongoing invocation to the spirit world on Donald Trump's behalf.
Hey, good morning. It's Friday. Well, before I get into my more lighthearted videos, I wanted to cover this Dr. Rainer Fuellmich. I've covered him in another video but it was mixed in somewhere. So I wanted to really show you and go over just a couple things that I found. Maybe you found something even more, and please share and comment below. So there's this whole grand jury thing that they've taken into action. Very interesting, but I wanted to first look at who is Dr. Rainer Fuellmich. Let's start very, very simple. Who is he? Is his name Fuellmich or Fuellmich? That's my first question I'd like to ask, because who are you? You change your name? Why do you change your name? It's just like, Israel News Live, Steve Benoon became Denoon, Benun, Ben Denoon. I don't know. I'm just saying. I don't understand, but maybe it's a language thing. Possibly. So Dr. Rainer Fuellmich. First flag is he studied in Germany. No offense to any Germans out there. I'm just saying a lot of things that came out back in time was not good in Germany. And a lot of doctors moved their way from Germany after the war to the U.S. So I have just a few, red flags when I see that. No offense to anybody out there. But who works with him with this whole grand jury thing? Here's the names: Antonio Fischer, Vivian Fischer, Justice Hoffman, and Rainer himself. But is this really happening? I don't know. I have my doubts, but hey, what do I know? It could be. Maybe there is an actual case, but let's just look a little further. Let's look at maybe some affiliates. That might be a good place to start, right? Maybe in Facebook. Like I always say, you can find so much in Facebook because people love to share a lot of things that are going on in their lives. So I found him. All right. There he was running for a party. Okay, so he wanted to be more than just what he's doing right now. Interesting. He's been censored, blocked on YouTube while streaming in September. So right away people trust him because he got censored. He got blocked. He got a strike. Well, we all are getting strikes because of words we say, things we do. But as I always say, test everything. So what is this entire thing that he's doing here? International network of lawyers? Well, like I said, he was running for a congressperson. One would need tons of money to do that. But he's a lawyer, right? Yeah, so a big bank, of course. Thank you to everyone who helped put up posters. Together, we can do this. Together. So can you trust a lawyer? I'm just saying. We know other lawyers out there, but why would I say this? Ooh, how did I have that misspelling there? So why would I say what I said? Trust a lawyer? Oh, yeah, you have to trust a lawyer, when you're going into court. But do you know that they pledge an allegiance? They belong to a fraternity. I don't know, maybe you know of some crooked lawyers possibly out there. Maybe this one of the major ones that should be sitting in jail right now to this day. No, but we'll not mention her. We don't need to go into details about Hillary. We all agree on that. But D. Basis, of course, there's a picture. Yes, with the heart 666 at the same time. And the Great Reset. So he's a part of that. Or he was with the D. Basis. Interesting. But he's not a part of the party anymore, right? He left that, said he started something new. He maybe joined together with Robert Steele, right? Look at that. There's that symbol at the bottom again, like I saw. Anyway, but let's just keep going. He's linked to many. Dr. Malone. Look at that. Kennedy. Interesting who he's connected to. Dr. David Martin. I'm sure you guys know of many others, but Martin, look at his logo on his site. It's the MCAM. Ah, M for Mason. Yeah, and notice the eye symbolism. I mean, right there, the sun, many other things right there. As well as here, there's 3 clouds on one side and 3 clouds on the other. Wow. No, I don't notice anything, right? Now, maybe you might notice these logos. Maybe put those ones together and see what you come up with. All I can see is a lot of symbolism. I would not be trusting this man. But yeah, this is Martin, though, not Fuel Mitch. Oh, but he's connected to him, and he's connected to Stu Peters. Oh, man, I really need to look into him because he apparently interviews a lot of people. But anyway, he's connected, like I said, to Kennedy, and just recently he even had David Icke on his show just yesterday on Facebook. You can find it. I couldn't believe it. I mean, it's so obvious for anyone who can see, and he's connected to the War Room and just many other places. And Ike is connected to other people as well. Just look at my all connected to even Sasha Stone, and it'll open up a little bit of more information. So, Nuremberg trials and the crimes against humanity. Is this really going to stop anything? Stop world control? Is that really going to happen? Oh, sure, there's a lot of truth in everything that these guys are saying. A lot. You can go research in these sites and see it all. But my question is, should we trust them? Let's put our glasses on and just look even closer, shall we, at what they say in this one site. Trump was their worst nightmare, a massive stick in their wheel. Wow. So they're still pro-Trump? Even to this day? Really? I mean, come on, we all know who Trump is. I don't need to go into this, right? But you can see what they say. So obviously they cannot see that truth. So can you trust them that are still blind? I can't. But let's look at a few things that he mentioned in this one video. When was UN formed? Yeah, he mentions that, but he fails to mention partly gives truth. Do they mention who helped form it? All those behind the scenes, Alice Bailey, Helena Blavatsky, the Jays. He mentions government and media are owned. Absolutely, very true. We all can see that. At least I hope so. The sea is treatable, true, but nobody can say it or then get a strike. So I won't say anything more. World Economic Forum trained leaders started this all in 1992. Examples were Merkel, Gates. Even if partially true right now, they have been training people for years. It's gone well beyond even 1992. I mean, come on, really. This has been going on for a long time. These are the Freemasons we're talking about. They can control and want to destroy small businesses, plus have population control. Absolutely true. But they want to control every animal, every human, so much. And it's the chaos towards one world system. Digital passports, no money, and there's even more. So there's a lot of truth in what he said, and the underlying things are things he actually said, and then my comments beside it. But you really need to understand who Helena Blavatsky was and what she was a part of, how she was the beginning of Lucius Trust or Lucifer Trust, as well as Alice Bailey, which is still connected to the UN. So if he has connections of the Agenda 2030, he still is connected to all of this. And you can find the information very easily in Lucius Trust and Alice Bailey. What is he suggesting? I'm just asking. They want to take down Christian Drosten, Anthony Fauci, Tedros, Bill Gates, BlackRock, Pfizer. But this goes deeper, so much deeper than just those few people. You realize this, how big this organization is become. It's about doctors, it's about presidents, it's about the Pope. This is spiritual as well. What about the UN, WHO, Pope, and all those that are united with all these organizations, the Rothschilds, the Chai, the Clinton Foundation, right? Alibaba, Vanguard. And let's not even discuss the countless members that they're all connected to and all their societies, because there's the Rotary, there's the Elk, there's the Freemason, there's the Knights Templar, there's the Malta. I mean, there's so many. And what about those and cutting off the heads, how they speak of that, of us in the 7 Noahide laws, and how they call us goys. They express exactly what they're going to do. I have a video on the 7 Noahide laws. So you do realize this goes deep. I'm just saying the list goes on and on. So are you, Feel Mitch, coming against all of these organizations? I really doubt it. Or you would have mentioned it. And you wouldn't be so pro-Trump. And you would see exactly who Trump is. Are you leading all towards the New Age? Oh, that's what I think it is. It's all about that, because that's who you're all connected to. Plus all the doctors, they're all connected to the New Age movement. It's the false light. They will lead you into the wide road. You realize that with all of this. It's clear as day what they're connected to. And it's the connection with him. But it goes deeper than even him. I'm going to have to do a video on those connections one day. But just so you see, I really don't see this going anywhere except for giving false hope to everyone. That, yeah, someone's fighting against the system. And we need to actually keep our hope and our trust only in Jesus. The only one that's never let us down. And the one that will always be there, regardless of the chaos all around us. All right, I have so much more. I gotta stop. God bless you guys. Take care. Be back soon. Enjoy the weekend.
Peter Hotez has gone on record now, once again telling the world that on or about sometime around January 21st, we're going to have a new pandemic. As I said very recently, the disease X, the new pandemic that he's talking about, H5N1, is the subject of over 3,099 patents. For those not familiar with patents, patents take at least 18 to 24 months to process. So the fact that there are 3,099 patents going back over a decade that actually have both the gain-of-function research, the alleged vaccines, which are not vaccines, they are once again biological weapons built on the back of a phony viral model. And the fact that he's now saying that somewhere around January 21st, we're going to have this new outbreak is actually, once again, the criminal conspiracy that has been ongoing now for quite a few years, that is once again trying to derail civil society and disrupt the orderly transition of power. As I've said many, many times, if we go back and look at what happened during the last Trump administration, Donald Trump allowed a traitor, his name was Alex Azar, to work with Anthony Fauci to overthrow a government, which is exactly what they did. They disrupted the electoral system. They made it abundantly clear that because we needed to social distance, we needed to do all kinds of other nonsense, we couldn't have an orderly election. And lo and behold, Donald Trump had allowed these traitors to come in and not only destroy the fair process of democracy, but more importantly, to sign executive orders that ultimately led to the death of millions of people through the biological weapon distributed as a vaccine. And the fact of the matter is, we're watching this happen again. We are being told what day it's going to happen, which is particularly ironic because this is supposed to be a natural thing. So it's kind of fascinating, kind of like Event 201 was in October of 2019. We're being told what's coming, and all I can say is, people, This is a fraud just like the last one. It's a criminal operation. It is actually intended to harm, destroy, and kill American citizens and people all around the world. And we need these kinds of conversations to make sure that we're ahead of the story, because being ahead of the story gives us the advantage of potentially disrupting it.
Wow.
Hey, good morning. I'm back looking at Laura Lynn Tyler Thompson and Sasha Stone. Yeah, that's right. LLTT, as I like to say it, because her name is so long. I just wanted to make this point out after making my other video the other day. I had this lined up because I couldn't believe that I missed that she was with Sasha Stone. Yeah. Unbelievable. I have not listened to it, nor do I really want to, but I hope this is becoming clearer and making a lot of sense to everyone else, and how many frauds there are out there and controlled opposition. Okay, if you know anything about Sasha Stone, he is all about this New Earth project, and he's got many things, and all I can say is it all revolves around New Age, the same spirit, Humanitad, MDG, and it's all connected with the United Nations. Look, I'm not always clear, and I miss a lot of things, and that's why it's so awesome that other YouTubers are out there mentioning these things, because you can clearly see right here in a picture how he's connected. Okay? But you can go do your own research. Look in Facebook. Look in all kinds of places. You need to know the names and the sites. And you can see right there he's standing at the United Nations. That's right. So he considers himself an infidel. And I couldn't agree more. I couldn't agree more, because infidel, what does it mean when you look in the Merriam-Webster dictionary? It says one who is not a Christian or who opposes Christianity, one who acknowledges no religious belief. He opposes all Christianity. You can see in everything he does exactly who he is. He's a wolf. But he's not even pretending to be in sheep's clothing, but he's surrounded by all those that are pretending, like many others. He's around Mike Ike. He's around all these others, Del Bigtree, Madej, Tenpenny, all of them. And then he's around LLTT. And look, he's been around a lot of stars, even like Richie Sambora. You can find these pictures in the Facebook. But do you really know who he is? I remember someone telling me his real name is actually not Sasha Stone. It's Simon Jean Paul Sasha Adams. That's his name. And his father was Sir Walter Adams. Oh, that means he was knighted if he's a sir. You can find the information. I'll leave you the link. And his mother, Lady Tatiana. Look, I don't know enough, but all I know is that they were connected. His father was connected to the Rockefellers. That should be a clear sign to anyone. And I just want to put a shout out back to Hugo Talks for putting a shout out to me. Thank you so much. I appreciate all of those YouTubers out there and all those who have sites like Christian Observer and many others who are looking and seeking for the real truth and sharing that. God bless you. Because it's clear as day who these people are. He made a video and it was so well done. Not only his short montage, it was great, but then the actual video. So please go look, because you can clearly see who Sasha Stone and Jason Shurka are. They are connected to them all, right? Even with the doctor that I just made a video on. Dr. Gosh, I forgot his name already. Ardis. Unified. I had a video and I can't find it. I went looking all over. I don't know what happened to it, but Unified. Oh, yes, and he has full disclosure. Kind of like Israel News Live gets like inside scoop, right? Oh, yeah. But don't forget who's all connected to them. And if you're not sure, go look. It's easily found in Facebook. They love to share who's one with them. Look at all the faces. Look at all the names. And I've got videos on some of them on this channel, on my other channel, and it all revolves around the Kundalini spirit. Yes, Oh, yeah. And just so you know, he did make a video about me. Thank you so much, Jason. But I have to say, that was too funny because you're saying exactly what you are. You are unified. You're unified with Sasha Stone. You're unified with all of it. I don't have to say anything. And I want to show you just some of the numbers that they use to make it clear if you are following him. Really seek and look at things very clearly. 11, 11, 11. Right there, they're showing you already. They're 33. That means the top of the pyramid in Freemasonry, they have 1, 1, 1. Oh, just like another pyramid, because there's 3 sides to a pyramid, right? Or how about this one, 3, 3, 3. Oh, they love their numbers. They do. And he knows exactly what he's doing. I wonder if there's a 777 out there, just like Aleister Crowley. Well, I couldn't find it so quickly, but I did find a 999. Man, I have to laugh. So thank you, Jason, for making it so easy and for showing everybody the language of energy that you're using. There's your book right there, and it's the same exact symbolism as Aleister Crowley. Do you know who he worshipped? Do you know who he was one with? If you're not understanding any of this, or who the UN, how they have a black rock in their meditation room, how the WHO has a Shiva behind them. I have videos on those, and I usually add them everywhere in other videos. But he sells products too, and they're $33. But he kept the HMA separate. Do you realize that? Yeah, because they wanted to say unity. Oh, of course, yeah, but the HMA, it equals also 13. So it's clear to me who you are. The 13 is like M, like masonry, or the Council of 13. They are unified, and it's clear as day. The Academy of Divine Knowledge and the unified, they show it. But realize that they're also supporting the Freedom Convoy. Oh, they're very much saying how they are backing them. I'm not saying they are connected in any way, but they're supporting this convoy. Where support unify. See that? Yeah. Okay, I just wanted to make that clear, and it's the awakening. They want to awaken. The one eye symbolism right there, clear as day. And then, who knows, maybe they're going to say that the aliens are a good thing. I don't know. I mean, I don't know what they believe. I really don't care, because they say it right here, a world without a false religion. Oh, they are a false religion, all right. The pyramid code says it all right there, what they are. That is the pyramid. Do you understand? The world needs a cleanse, he says. It's time to wake up and take action. That is a false religion. And if you still are trusting in man, you really need to start researching, because a bad tree cannot bear good fruit. That's what it says. And Laura Lynn Tyler Thompson with Dr. Artis, you know, they're all connected with Fuel Mitch and all the others, and all I can say is I cannot believe I saw her with the picture with Sasha Stone. Look, I have my videos on her and all the others. Take it with a grain of salt. Do your own research. Do not even trust me. But all I can say is they all are connected. And it's sad to see that a pastor would put his trust and have conversations with similar kind of people and put their trust in pharmakia and doctors. All I can say is that's what I think right here. She took off to go and to be in a, who knows where she is, in an island somewhere. She left Canada, so she flew, which means she had to be tested or she had to take the jab. Unbelievable. I hope people really do wake up and see, because I'm trying to connect the dots, as are so many others out there, and I hope this clarified something for someone out there. I really do. The deception goes really deep, and it's really hard for some people to see. Never trust anyone, ever. Not even me. Test, research, everything. Ask, and it shall be given unto you. Seek, and ye shall find. Knock, and it shall be opened unto you. And I read this Bible verse today. I really hope that you read this, because it's a prayer, and we really need this in this time that we're living in today. And it really strengthened me, and I know everything that is from the Bible gives us strength, gives us joy, gives us all that we need every single day. Well, that's it, folks. Honestly, that was a lot to take and a lot to share with you. So have a great day. God bless you guys, and keep trusting in Jesus alone. Till next time.
We add to the following commentary. We now see you, your Jew slur of anti-Semite, to silence us. Doesn't work anymore. We know who you are. You are the mischievous Jews. Your mask has fallen. We're now awake, fully awake.
Who can make war with the beast? There are problems everywhere. International war, genocide in Gaza, the end of the First Amendment, censorship, pedophilia, homophilia, LGBT, all of this aggression, boys being taught that they should be girls, girls being taught that they're boys, mass confusion, mass deception, economic crisis, everything we can imagine that can make a world go awry. The destruction of the family unit, mother, father, child, all being systematically, intentionally annihilated and destroyed. Problems. Problems are everywhere. But the question is not, what are the problems? The question is, what is the problem? And the one thing we haven't done is tell the truth about who's behind it. And the truth is that Jews are the problem. First they depict black people in blackface. And now, today you got whiteface. How do you have the commander-in-chief, the most powerful nation on the planet, senile, can't keep his hand off little children? Who's making these decisions? Black versus white versus black, Muslim versus black, Muslim versus white, Christian versus Muslim. Who's doing this? All of us spinning around in a circle. Who's doing this? You know the answer. Nobody wants to say it. I'll say it. And I'll say it so that none of us can deny it. And then we can do something about it. Jews are the problem. So they dropped the physical bombs on the people of Gaza. They dropped the internal bomb in the veins of the people. Fauci, COVID-19 in America. Boom. Same people, same results. Yeah, bloodshed, genocide. Jews are the problem. We all know that America will protect the Jews from Hamas. The question we have to ask ourselves, who will protect American citizens from the Jews? When the vast majority of the power positions in your executive branch of government is composed of individuals who supposedly make up 2% of the population, but yet control your banks, control your media, which takes the minds of the people and creates the narratives that drive your society to complete bankruptcy and destruction. You have to consider, has your country actually been overthrown? Is this your country anymore? Is this the United States of America? Or are we now living in Western Israel? we say, the Palestinians, what chances do they have? They're surrounded by the IDF on all sides. And we think we pity them. But in America, are we Palestinians? This tiny minority of well-organized people. At the black world, the white world, the Asian world, the Hispanic world, all of us surrounded. The large majority of the world population surrounded by a tiny fraction were organized and prepared to destroy all of it. If we allow this tiny minority of people to destroy all of us at the same time, perhaps we deserve it. Who can make war with the beast? Let's talk about it.
You know, I didn't start off this journey knowing a lot about Jews. I didn't. I found out about it because I had to investigate things to figure out what was going on. I saw their fingerprints all over the COVID hoax, all over the censorship industrial complex, all over the fake news, all over Ukraine, and now that there's an open genocide, many people are starting to notice the system that's enslaved us.
So I made the video yesterday about Stuart Seldovitz, how spooked out it made me feel. I thought it was just the tip of the iceberg. So I did some Googling and I found the iceberg. So this is a picture of Joe Biden's administration and the federal government. Quite spooky, scary. Kind of makes sense why they call it the White House. It's not the White House. It's the White House. Check that out, man. Top to bottom, man. They probably got like signs in Hebrew over there, man. Menus doing kosher. They got it owned, man. They walked through the front door while America was wondering about Tupac and Suge Knight. These guys just walked through the front door, opened the fridge, helped themselves, put on a mixtape, and now you can't get rid of them. It's crazy. Because even if Joe Biden wasn't to win the election, it's still going to be the same. How did you guys let this happen? And then I decided to do a bit more Googling, and I came across this. The people who run the media, CBS, ABC, CNN, New York Times, Washington Post, even BBC, and far beyond, even in Australia, in France. They own us. What we read, what we hear, what we see, what we're meant to believe. It's all under one playbook. When they said they're builders, they weren't lying. They really did build a system so watertight that we got no way out. Where do we go from here?
Jews think they got that much damn gravitas to where I need to be reprogrammed and sit down with one of they motherfucking rabbis? Fuck you and your rabbi. I gotta sit down and have this nigga I've never met program me? Bullshit. I don't know you. And then we sit down like kids listening to this motherfucking lox and bagel eating ass nigga tell us about his religion. And I'm supposed to just, oh, you're right. Yes, sir, boss. Yes, sir, boss. I'm sorry, boss. Sorry, I said something, boss. Sorry, I didn't really say anything, but I got too close. Sorry, boss. Sorry, boss. You want to talk about white people? Jews want to talk about what white people can do. White people don't have your black ass sitting down begging. Y'all don't hear me? When's the last time a white person had your black ass somewhere begging and asking for forgiveness? When the last time your ass had to learn something about Christopher Columbus? Had to learn something about Queen Elizabeth? When the last time your black ass had to learn something about Andrew Jackson? When the last time your black ass had to be forced to sit down by some white man to listen about his ass and his damn Christianity and his damn Catholicism? When the last time a white man was able to punk your black ass like that because you said something about them, because you called them an animal, because you called them the devil, because you called them anything? You want to sit up there and have Jews tell you about how bad white people are, but they the ones that got your ass crying and begging and shit. Who's your real master, black folks? Who your real master? You got Jews telling you how bad whites are, but whites don't have as much power as Jews. Have you noticed they get mad when you make jokes about Jews being good with money? Why are they upset about being good with money? That makes no fucking sense. Until you look at the context of it, that a lot of countries, they were kicked out because of how they handled money. What is the greatest trick that the devil played on man? That he didn't exist. He's not real. And the Jewish supremacy, they make sure they hide it in plain sight.